Good evening, everybody. Welcome to America's Third Party. I was addressing the issue of police brutality in our pre-show. This is the second part of our Friday Freedom Friday show, and I had a downage on my XSplit system, so I had to restart. But we stand for restructuring the police force so that it is not a police state. Unlike Donald Trump and all his Trump-tards who support him, I don't want a greater police state. I don't want to kick Muslims out of the country because they're Muslim. I have a no refugee stance. I've had that stance ever since Donald Trump stole the idea and then bastardized it. I have a plan for a fast track naturalization of people into this country. This is something that we have, that even Barack Obama used those words in a speech. I created the fast track naturalization plan in 2010. He did a speech right after that about it in his version. I don't in any way want to do his version. Our version for fast track naturalization is you come into the country illegally, you're going to go home. But you'll know whether you can qualify for fast track naturalization. We'll also pre-qualify people by mail. You can send information like your copies of your birth certificates from your own separate countries, information about no crimes in your countries, and you'll be able to pre-qualify to know if you can become a U.S. citizen through fast track naturalization. But the most important thing was developed by Sarah, the concept to make sure that people who are coming into the country know that they have to go back to their home country to become a U.S. citizen. We're going to have a very robust system at our U.S. embassies. It'll be like a Walmart, the size of the buildings. You'll be taking numbers or online scheduling and making sure that you can get a chance to take a test and even get a free education. But there will be a fee to become a U.S. citizen, like $10,000. So that fee will apply to free education in English, history, and government, and you'll be able to learn all about our laws and then become a dual citizen. That's the way we want to handle immigration. It's not shutting you down from becoming a U.S. citizen. It's not limiting our access. It's actually making it more realistic for us too, because we don't want people piling at the border with quick, instant needs that we can't address. Okay, NSW police getting rapid-fire assault rifles and shoot-to-kill powers. This is how the country is going in the opposite direction of what I'm saying. This is in Melbourne, Australia. They're actually becoming more of a police state, even though they've already implemented gun control in Australia many, many years ago. And it's important to note that when they did do that, the incidence of home invasions increased 60% the next year, which is very disturbing. We don't support gun control. Sarah and I don't. So if you're a Trump supporter, you'll understand that that's something that I've been solid on all the while we've been here. There was a time that I did support a ban on assault weapons, but I immediately eliminated it from our site in 2009 because I realized from talking to people who are gun rights supporters that we cannot possibly know what an assault weapon is. It's such a vague term. A kid's .22 rifle, semi-automatic rifle, could be deemed an assault weapon. So we're not going to waste our time with more regulations. And this is where I'm better than Trump. Now, he put together a plan to downsize our country on regulating small businesses, right? Wrong. He actually created an agency that's going to look into it. He's actually creating more government to get rid of government. It's the stupidest thing ever. He created a deregulation committee. I mean, just start deregulating, man, and make sure that people can do what they want in small businesses. I just don't understand why Donald Trump is falling into the same trap as all the other puppet presidents. Well, now I know, because he's a puppet president. He is ostensibly working for the dark shadows of the New World Order. And Donald Trump has become a real problem because he lies all the time, nonstop. He's caught in his lies left and right. We've got him on record lying over 600 times. Here's the number of lies Donald Trump has had in 137 days. False and misleading claims. It's unbelievable. Now he's saying he's going to definitely testify, and he's 100% in favor of it testifying. This guy talks through his butt most of the time, and he makes up lies to cover his lies. Here's the link if you want to check it out. Yeah. No. 137 days, 623 lies. Yeah, read it. It's amazing. Donald isn't standing up for anything that's right. He's not stopping the pedophiles in Washington, D.C. He hasn't gotten rid of the Wall Street executives that are dominating his entire cabinet. He has 5 billionaires in his cabinet. He took a bribe from Betsy DeVos of 9.5 million just to get her in as Secretary of Education, and she doesn't know her anything. She doesn't even understand the public school system. Donald is ready for an investigation. He's going to have to be ready because if he gets caught in a lie in front of a sworn testimony, he's dust. And he'll get caught in a lie. He's already, look at all the lies they've caught him in already. It's unbelievable. Yeah, he created a deregulation committee. Can you imagine? I mean, you don't create a deregulation committee. You want to get rid of government, Donald, not create more government. And he wants to increase the military budget by 54 billion, but he actually wants 1 trillion. And we can barely cover our costs for Medicaid, Medicare, and he has no solutions. He bagged the idea that we had for mobile medical units. He told people about our idea, except he called it his. He ran this idea in front of people and said, "Oh, we're going to create mobile medical units" during the campaign, and he never mentioned it again. This is the very heart of how we're going to prevent our country from becoming overtaxed by illness and disease. These mobile medical units, rapid response units, could go directly into every city, rotating around a circle. We could have 10 units in Chicago, 10 units in Los Angeles. And we provide 24/7 coverage, day and night. And we have a security guard on staff. We make money on the back of these units with a Pillomatic system and very low-cost medicines. We charge $30 per copay for people to get treated, but out of that, you'll get a blood test, which will give you basic information about your chances of getting diabetes or heart disease. For $30, that's a deal. And if you don't have enough money, we'll pay it with Medicaid funds. But we're going to cut the cost of healthcare dramatically using the mobile medical units. Donald won't even mention the idea now that he's president. He just used my ideas to get elected, and he won't even implement them. All right. We're going to open up guest chat and see what everyone else has to say. I want to open guest chat for the most part, but you understand I'm getting attacked daily, and we're recording the guest chat over here nonstop. So our show is recorded and guest chat is being recorded because we need to get protection. I've got people who are threatening me, who make false allegations daily, and who think that they're going to record my show and use it against me in the future. Go right ahead. Feel free. Trump stole my ideas and he gets away with it, and now you're coming in here claiming he stole my ideas? No, that I stole his ideas. Oh, yeah. Dude, I have proof of these ideas dating back to 2008. And it's on redundant servers. You can't even erase the proof. We won't have an MMU accident. Chances are the MMU will be rolling around at about 25 miles an hour with a police escort to go to the next place down the street. There's no way nobody's going to run into it. I mean, it's absolutely perfectly fine. We'll have insurance, though, for it in case. My IQ is 185 tested. Anyone who claims to have a high IQ like mine without a test online is a liar. You can go to davidsponheim.com and see the test that I took when I was 15 years old in 11th grade. And somebody asked me last night, I said, how did you get to 11th grade at 15? I skipped a grade. I skipped 7th grade. So I'm the real deal, folks. And if you really want a person with brains to lead this country, you'll get behind this campaign. Otherwise, you're going to sit there with Mr. Illiterate who can't even read for the next 3 years. I'm the guy spearheading the research into the Russian background of Donald Trump simply because I'm a gadfly. I'm the guy who brought this to a head 6 months before the election. I've been running my mouth off about it ever since. I know that police confiscate more assets than is stolen per year. I know, and we got a big problem. If we continue to let states like Oklahoma do asset confiscation when people hardly have anything, like a small marijuana cigarette in a pullover in Oklahoma will force your credit and all of your bank accounts to get wiped out. They can swipe your cards and take your money. I'm not kidding. The federal government's not doing a damn thing to stop that. Well, we'll find out if the Columbia law professor has any dirt on James Comey. I think that James Comey's got some things he's lying about. I have no knowledge of the death of a doctor that gave me an IQ test. My IQ test was given me by, no, my IQ test was given me by my 11th grade English teacher. I even know her name. No, my ego is what it is. I'm here to do the show whether you like it or not. No, cops didn't break my shoulders. They followed proper procedure. A Columbia law professor was asked by James Comey to leak memo about Donald Trump goes into hiding. Okay, probably a good idea. Absolutely. And no telling how many people have died as a result of knowing things. Look at the woman, Justice for Katie. She was going to go in front of her attorney and talk about being raped by Donald Trump at the age of 13 years old. She immediately said to her attorney, I can't go because I'm getting death threats. And then right after that, a week later, she dropped the case. I'm planning on doing a lot of things. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. You're shaking off some MK Ultra watching Katy Perry 4-day live stream, really? Yeah, they're so interesting to watch beautiful women dance that the Illuminati loves to use them to mess with your head. Thanks for that Daily Mail article there, Power J. Scissor Fight said Comey's a ball suck. I don't like Comey. I think that there's something. I was the guy that asked for his resignation 2 months before the election. So, but then I'm beginning to think that Comey has a good point about having talked about Hillary because he was told to not talk about Hillary by Loretta Lynch, and that's illegal. So I think that he made a valid point about why he had to tell people about Hillary. No, my lips are not black. But at the same time, it's not clear why Comey ignored John McCain's question, which is a long question, admittedly, about the Clinton email investigation. Now, John McCain didn't talk about the suppression of evidence in the Seth Rich case, but had he mentioned that, it would have put James Comey in a very uncomfortable position because he closed the case on that, and he walked, and he claimed he closed the case on all the emails without even finding out about Seth Rich, and now we know that Seth Rich was the leak of the emails. Instead, he undermined his own case and said that Donald was no longer, or the Russians were no longer the sole concern of them in the election and the WikiLeaks email situation. He's completely covering up a serious need to talk about Seth Rich. And that's the real issue that's being covered up on a high level. I don't refuse to release my Cume folder. I can't access my Cume folder. It takes a subpoena by a judge. A federal judge would have to do it. I've never refused to release my Cume folder. I just can't get a judge to do it. I'm not in the power to do it. If, as president, I can have a judge do that. I don't have skin cancer. I see the conversation's going very well. Okay, so Chelsea Manning made his attempt to claim he's out and he's having a special time and he's meeting Ninth Man and whatever. I don't think Sloopy was Illuminati. I did release my grade school, my high school transcript. It was available. It's available at davidsponheim.com. No, it's not a tattoo. It's actually it's a mole I've had ever since I was a kid. It identifies who I am. I have one on my neck too. Not sure if that's coming in very well. Waiting for proof of Russian Trump collusion. We have proof, yeah. We know for a fact that this person, Carter Page, met with Russian intelligence 3 years before the election. And they definitely conspired to try to get rid of sanctions. Nope, they're not. They're. I grew up with this. This is a mole in my neck that I grew up with, and same with my hand. You know, I'm having a problem getting the picture, Jason. I have to continue to bring up new things. Okay, let me take a look at it. Okay, what are we looking at here? The Space Shuttle Challenger liftoff hoax. We have liftoff. Land on the desert just after liftoff. Put the space shuttle on a NASA airplane for re-entry. Space shuttle lands at Edwards Air Force in California. Huh. Interesting. Yeah. So allegedly it lifted off, landed in the desert, and then went ahead and pretended like it landed off of the back of the plane. Okay. And then it was released. Gotcha. You got the timeline of how NASA faked the space shuttle landings. Wow. No, I was not laughed out of school. That's not a fact. No. People were laughing at what I was saying, and it really bothered the professors. I'm not tired. I'm really in good shape. I don't know why you missed last night. We missed you. No, Sarah is 100% woman. Tom doesn't speak in 6 languages. I'm sorry. That's a lie. We don't talk about other people here. You've been muted. I'll unmute you. Yeah, Sarah is a 100% woman. Yeah, unlike Michelle Obama, who's clearly got a penis. If you can't see that, then I'm sorry for you. No, Sarah is 100% woman. My address is P.O. Box. Well, you'd have to go to USATP's site at Facebook. You'll see it. We have a Facebook site that is usually up and running. I didn't run Facebook right now, though, because it was rather taxing on the computer. No, I would not get into that. No. I'm a heterosexual and Sarah's a woman. You really are having problems with gender identity. You guys are in gender identity shock, I think. Many of you are going through homosexual panic, I'm sure.
A local woman who was held hostage for 2 weeks says she didn't get that help. And now she is suing the Albuquerque Police Department. She called 911, but she believes what APD officers did when they showed up was anything but helpful. Here's 4 investigator Chris Ramirez.
And Tessa, Jacqueline Borrello was a victim of sex trafficking. Now, years before this story begins, her sex trafficker, Tito Fajardo, got Jacqueline pregnant and they had a child. Now, knowing that Tito Fajardo was violent and dangerous, Jacqueline hid her child from him, and that's where we pick up this story. Demanding to know where that child was hiding, Fajardo kidnapped Jacqueline and held her hostage by chaining her, beating her, and raping her. And finally, after 2 weeks, Jacqueline was able to find a phone.
Albuquerque 911, operator 3261, what's your emergency?
2214, I know.
2214. House or an apartment?
House.
And what's the emergency there? Is that your house?
No, I'm hostage.
Who is?
I am.
By who? A boyfriend or who?
Yes.
How long has he been how long has he had you as hostage?
Hurry, please.
The hushed whisper speaks volumes. Jacqueline was scared.
I have police on the way. What's his name?
Tito Fajardo.
Peter?
Tito Fajardo.
Tito? T-I-T-O?
Yes.
911 dispatched officers Timothy Wolfbrandt and Daniel Galvan. This lapel video shows them arriving at that house on Arno. We see the officers walking around the property, talking to neighbors.
Hello, sir. You ran over here? You're home? Okay. We got a call over here about... We got a call, a girl saying that she's in some type of domestic with her boyfriend, so...
There's no girl having...
There's what?
No domestics around here.
The video shows police spend 20 more minutes walking around the house. They run some license plates of the cars and discover some of the vehicles parked next door had been stolen. At that point, the officers shifted their investigation from looking for a woman held hostage to recovering stolen property at the house next door.
So instead of investigating them, they
Oh my
provided them
God.
information that they then turned against the victim.
Oh my God, they turned against the victim. Oh yeah, they definitely have a case here. Ah, what incompetent idiots. See what I mean? We need police reform big time. These people have nobody telling them what to do. If I'm president, I will make sure they have to answer to us, the American people. I will. Thank you. And I'll look at that video a little bit later in our upcoming show. I like to add show videos at this time, so. That's Pizzagate who has that. Cool. Yeah, so we have a video show that goes on from 10 to 2 in the morning. If you guys have nothing to do in the evening and you can stay up late and watch, feel free. You can also chat. I am. Thank you, King Dave, for being here to reassure everybody I'll be the next president. Appreciate it. I know a lot of people are feeling a little bit unsure and very skittish about our world that we're living in, the economy. Donald Trump, his mouth, how he continually screws himself over with his lies and deceit. And now his approval rating is still tanking. And many people are going, how did this guy become president? Well, he stole my ideas. And he somehow managed to censor me on Vaughn. Vaughn kept me from getting anywhere. I haven't even had a donation for a long time because Vaughn won't allow U.S. people in, except for the people that are here who've been here, regulars who don't have any money. So it's like Seth Rich murder conspiracy hoax coded on bid.me. Okay. All right. Let me add that to my videos over here so I can play them later tonight. Bid.me, I can't really line them up, knock them off. But
what would you say
it's 24 minutes. It looks good. Thank you very much, says Fight. I laughed at my teachers because they were educated fools. My professors were communist, Marxists, promoting Marxism at UCLA. And I called them out on it. And I said to the department heads, are they allowed to espouse communist views as the sole source of the way to fix the country? And they said, yeah, they can do whatever they want. I said, well, I guess I have to leave this school. He said, okay, no loss. They could care less if you're there or not at UCLA or any other school. You hear about 10 people who are being kicked out of Harvard for being involved in a club, an online social network that they were invited to, that they went off and created a splinter group, and they started posting weird and disturbing pictures. Well, they're getting kicked out of Harvard right now, 10 of them, simply for posting weird and disturbing pictures. They weren't illegal pictures, they weren't snuff films. They were just weird, And apparently, in order to get in the group, you had to post weird pictures. So Harvard, instead of just, saying, hey, stop that, give them a warning, flat out rejected them and sent them packing. Dude, you haven't even seen the abilities I have yet. I haven't even put them into play. This show barely taps into my abilities. I do this in my sleep. This is why I do a show every day, because I talk politics. Sarah told me that I really bored her. She was just too much politics. And that we came to that realization. I didn't want to talk politics all the time to her because she didn't want to hear it. So I opened the show up in 2008. And that's been why I do this show, because I like talking about politics. And there's no way you're going to shut me up, ever, unless you blow my head off. And you're not going to be able to do that because you're a scared piece of shit who will end up taking a bullet yourself if you try it. And I know who you are. You're living in your mom's basement doing meth on $20 bills you steal out of her purse. That's your life, man. I'm better than everybody. I'm the best. I don't masturbate every day, no. I don't recommend you do that either. You're destroying your vital, precious bodily fluids. Yeah, you can overwork your masturbation organ, whatever it is. No, I'm merely responding to threats myself. Look, I get death threats every day. And I tell people, if you try to come into my life and put us in mortal fear for our life, I have the castle law, which protects me and gives me the ability to blow your head clean off if you try to break into my house. So I'm not enticing you. I'm not saying, oh yeah, that's a good thing. I'm saying that's what's going to happen to you if you try to threaten my life again. People threaten to blow my head off all the time. Yeah, there's just it's a random expression that people think it's funny. And I don't think it's funny at all. I know, and I'm not blaming you for living off your mom's $20 bills and doing meth. I'm not blaming you for living at home. I'm not trying to lay a guilt trip on you, but that's who you are. The only violence that I've ever threatened is violence of self-defense. And I get nothing but, and frankly, nothing will get through to the FBI because they won't even call me. Yeah, that story was, every 6 weeks we bring the story up. Look, I have been threatened 50 times a month. That's why I record the show. I do everything I can to mitigate this, but everybody needs to know that if they think that they're going to come into my life because they're a scared piece of shit that'll never even get close to me, bear in mind, I'm not playing around. I will defend myself with my abilities, and by law, I have the right to defend my home as a castle. But I'm not asking you to do that. I'm not encouraging you to hurt yourself.
Don't you get disgusted every time you see a...
I do. I get disgusted a lot. How I see the world is his own viewpoints, and I think it's great that he's speaking out. Andrew Gillum, gun grabber, running for Orlando mayor. Pulse event. Yeah, he was the Pulse event guy, and now he's running for mayor of Orlando. Very funny. No, I don't talk about weapons. I have a BB gun video I play because it's funny. Dude, I've been wondering when people are going to try to attack my home, and my surveillance tells me nobody's around. My heat sensors, my thermographic heat sensors don't tell me that you're going to attack me. They say everything's fine. So why are you coming in here threatening me all the time? I'm here most of the time because this is my show. And by the way, your IPs will be examined when I become president. I'll be looking at your IPs, all of you who are threatening me. Do you feel lucky? Well, do ya, punk? Great quality. Well, let's add that to our show quality tonight. Yeah. I can't play that right now because otherwise they're monetizing me every day. Every time I do a show, they try to monetize me. Just ridiculous. Well, you can travel and yeah, so trolling me is more fun than really attacking me. And apparently that's what's going on. Trolling seems to be a thing where it's a mainstream thing where people think it's okay to threaten people's lives. I can see anybody's IP if I were hooked up to the right equipment. I'm not, however. I have to bear in mind the TOS terms of service rules in this site say you cannot monitor anybody's IP here. So I don't, but the NSA does. I can't. I have no knowledge of your IP. Like I said, I don't track your IP, but it is being tracked by the NSA. Again, if Sarah said that she doesn't believe Vaughn is censoring me, it's because she's completely in the dark. She refuses to look at the facts. And she's not in here during the time that I'm in here when I get all this information from people overseas that see us and finally get in here after the censorship is somehow they managed to get past the censorship. I'll get all the IPs I have whenever I'm president. Yes. Anyone who is in here right now, and I've got this on record, so if you're threatening me and you're trying to disparage me and slander me, then as soon as I'm president, I'll be taking care of you. But in the meantime, I have it all on record because right now the FBI is not even returning my phone call. David Austin last tune, The Eve of Destruction. Yeah. I'm going to play that again, too. I love that. That was a really good song, Misty. Yeah. Barry McGuire. Original version. You're not legend. He's in jail. He got 5 years for being a total idiot. Okay, it's queued up. Dude, I have... Okay. I did see the movie I Am Legend, but I'm telling you, there's a guy out there who claims he's Legend, so he's in jail now. Dave, if you don't stop being so fantastic, I will start worshiping you. If you don't stop being so fantastic, I will start worshiping you. That's a very confusing statement. You're trying to confuse people that read it, I take it. Hey, we're looking for people with high IQs to participate in my administration. You don't have to have a tested IQ. You just have to, know what's going on. Become aware. It will happen. It's in my head, but it will happen, yes. I am not gay, no. I've never had a sexual attraction for men. I'm afraid we've got your IP already, and you're bouncing off a VPN, but I don't track your IP. Yeah, I can't legally do it. I don't want to violate the TOS requirements here. So other people have the tools to track your IP. It's not that hard. And when the NSA bought up most of the VPNs you guys are using, you're kind of stuck. You'll eventually your mom will be going, honey, we've got a person at the front door that said you've been trolling Mr. David Sponheim's accounts. And this was like 2 years ago. Honey? Oh no, dear, he got into the methamphetamines a little harder today. He's sleeping. He's on another 12-hour binge. He probably took Xanax, honey. I know, the son can't even do a damn thing. All he is a meth head. Well, what are we going to do? Are we going to kick him out of the basement? You're hearing this right now upstairs, I'm sure. Yeah, and you're wondering what you're going to do in your life because you're so scared and you're frightened. You're a millennial snowflake that has no clue as to what's up, what's going to happen next. I want you guys to be able to buy small pieces of property and put tiny houses up. I want you to be able to have the free reign to not worry about your septic system. Abnormal, you're about ready to go to. Just deal with the reality that I'm here to stay. You guys just can't understand that. I don't buy houses because I'm not in the market for a house, but thank you. How about you move into a tiny house and go screw yourself? You live in the Philippines. Duterte paid me to do this. That's so funny. See, I'm being seen around the world in the Philippines by Duterte. I don't respond to guests, no. Only you. No, little crybaby mummy bitch. Now, what you are, sir, is getting a little too close to reality. Yeah, when I hurt your feelings that you live in your mommy's house, it's kind of sad. You're selling your house in Taiwan, really? Okay, cool. Will you get a good profit for it? Hey, a lot of people can flip houses. If you have enough money, you can buy into a small house for under $50,000. Nobody runs this town. I give guests the chance to speak here, you idiot. God. And that's over right now. We're going to guest off. God, the people, I had to turn it off. The chimp chat. You're right. Thank you, Scissorfied. Real time with Bear and Bill Meyer. Okay, Sarah's here. We will be ready to go in just a second. And I was telling you that Sarah's idea was to actually get the FAST nationalization to happen in home countries at their embassies, and I thought it was brilliant because we don't need them at our border coming into our country. All right, cool. I added that to the loop tonight, so we'll be able to play it.
You have to move back to Taipei. Oh, you have grandbabies in Taipei?
Las Putos says, David, it seems that you mute the guest to off when Sarah comes on so nobody trolls her. You think? Wow, that's really astute of you to think that.
Yes, that's right.
Well, we've got some
Good
smart people
job.
here, yeah.
Wow, really bright.
Smart people. I'll be back in a little bit because I'm going to have my dinner now. Did you have any dinner?
I didn't. I'm going to wait for you. Eat as much as you want because I'm not very hungry. I'm kind of like
I'll just have a little
working
bit.
on dieting a little bit.
Oh, yeah, okay. I'll have a little bit myself and see where it's at. Okay, thank you. Facebook's off.
Oh, Facebook's off?
Yeah, we crashed because it's too much for this. Did you check our...
Oh, okay. That's fine. We have actual viewers over at YouTube, supposedly. Well, you know, it's okay eating dinner alone. KBI, that is not nice. And learn how to spell. It's Sponheim, as in Mary at the end. Your head is falling off? Why is your head falling off? David doesn't control me. I am in an awesome mood. Abnormal ab. I'm in an awesome mood. I'm a little tired, but I'm actually in a very good mood. You don't ever get that way? I don't know if that's true. You don't get curious metanemesis? You're great. They're very good. No, it's like a couple. That's what it's like. An awesome couple relationship. We're great together. Probably not, KBI. Do you like your words repeated back at you? Who threatened you? They get sleepy giggles? I don't know. Like that? Maybe? Sometimes? Not really. No. Fortunately, David doesn't ask me that. I'd be like, not you. I don't like that. Who's your daughter, baby? Who's your daughter? No, I don't like that. Father's Day is coming up in a little over a week. Oh, you can't prove it. Oh my God, Fairbite, that's so crazy. I'm so sorry that happens. No, none is necessary. Aww. Thank you, Happy Hour. Yeah, I like this color. Isn't it a pretty color on my shirt? It is a pretty color. Yeah, I like it. Oh, yeah. I know, KBI. I don't agree with David about the Michelle issue. You would all like that to blow dry my hair. Blow dry it, not that other one that you said, salty dog. Ugh, bad boy. I look like a deep ocean fish, and that's a compliment. Thank you. Oh, Ab, you're too nice. Ab thinks I could make a trash bag look good. That's so funny. Hilarious. Alright, unbearable. Let's start some trivia. Life science, right? I need to get another, like, bookmark. I think I'm gonna go with Purge here. Alright, life science, or are we doing American politics? Let's do American politics. What is the largest organization of American veterans? It's open to those who participated in World War I, World War II, the Korean War, the Vietnam War, and the Persian Gulf War, and subsequent conflicts such as America's War on Terrorism. It has established an influential political position, gaining support in Congress and the federal executive branch for veterans' interests. Its efforts contributed to the creation of the Veterans Administration, now the Department of Veterans Affairs, which provide medical services and other benefits to veterans and their families. Traditionally conservative, it promotes patriotism and a strong military defense. What is the organization that is the largest organization of American veterans? The largest organization of American veterans. No problem, Mystify Me. I'm glad your school days are done. Hello, Bowie. Oh, it helped create the Veterans Affairs. It's not the veterans. Well, kind of. They're kind of associated to veterans of foreign wars, but it kind of came before it, I guess. Take it easy, app. Yes, take it easy. Yeah, don't think you're the largest organization of American veterans by yourself. Take it easy. Alright, anyone? How about I'll say it starts with the word American. American something. Hell's Angels, I don't think they're the largest organization of American veterans. Yes, Happy Hour, you have it correct. It is the American Legion. The American Legion. They're a great group. What are laws passed in the United States between 1890 and 1915 to protect large business corporations from combining into monopolies to restrict competition? They were instituted to encourage free enterprise. Catch Me Outside, you are correct. Or at least close enough. Antitrust legislation. The enforcement of antitrust laws has been inconsistent. Although the Bell telephone system was declared a monopoly and forced to break up, huge corporations continue to merge together. They're not supposed to be allowed to do that, but I don't know. I think it's Friday night, so everybody's just relaxing and don't really want to participate in trivia. And like Mystify Me, she says it kind of feels like going back to school, and the last thing people want to do is spend their Friday night in a situation that feels like school. They want to have fun. Oh, Misanthropy's back. Awesome. Shall I continue trivia or just hang out? I think people don't really want to do trivia on Friday night. My efforts to educate people are good. Well, I don't know. Mystify Me just said, she's just like, Sarah, I love you, but I'm done with school, so I'm not hanging out for trivia. It's cheaper, it's safer than a bar. I agree with that. Do what I want. Do I want to just hang out, or do I want to do trivia? It's 9 o'clock there. You don't start hanging out till 10. So this is your like primping and pruning hour. Preening. Not pruning, but preening hour. Yeah, exactly. True. You didn't pay to be here. It's kind of nice to have a place that you don't have to pay to be at. You can just... Yeah, I don't have to dance. You can dance if you want to. You can leave this world behind. I was thinking of getting into... My friend told me she follows this YouTube person who takes all the cool latest songs and turns them into Zumba type workouts, and I need to do that, but not on camera because I don't want you guys taking and doing those things like you have that video gif of David. Only thing about me is the way I walk. I can't dance, I can't sing. Something like that, Zellfire. Yeah. I think it's the way I think. Zumba. Maybe Zumba is from the 90s, but it's like a workout thing. I am kind of wearing like yoga pants right now, but it's just because I wear them to sleep in, and I'm like already getting ready for bed. I know, that's kind of sad. Is it really 9 o'clock? Yeah, 9 o'clock on a Friday night. I'm getting ready to go to bed. Either I'm getting old or something like that's happening. Okay, thank you for that information. Catch Me Outside. Old? Nah. Do you ever go anywhere, Sarah? Well, sometimes I go to learn things. Like I went to those conferences, education type conferences. Yes, I'm going to stay home this summer. But I'm going to be learning with you. You're going to teach me coding, I thought. Yes, I did eat the shrimp linguine that David cooked up last night. It was actually quite good, Bowie. And then he decided to make salmon tonight. I haven't eaten that yet. I probably might have more shrimp linguine. I don't know if I want to learn medical coding, but I could make more money if I learned medical coding. Yeah, he probably does need an extra break. There's a shot. You watch the cooking channel? I would watch a cooking channel, except I don't have cable, so I watch cooking shows on Netflix. Watching cooking is relaxing. Actually cooking with someone standing over you is not relaxing. Cooking for yourself can be a lot cheaper than going out to eat. That's true. And it's a lot healthier for you as well. I know, but I like heavy cream and butter. David doesn't put any in that. Any heavy cream or butter in his food. I guess that's okay. Well, I think men hate it too. I think anybody hates someone standing over them, like telling them what to do. It's like, gee, here, I'll get out of the way and you do it. Yeah, there's still, I mean, we didn't eat it all, Bowie. It's in the fridge right now. Oh, don't worry. It's all good. I mean, it's fine. But yes, I could probably have some today, have some tomorrow. And I think that would be it. GS? What's GS? Happy hour. You baked some cauliflower for tonight for the first time? That's so good. The thing about cauliflower is you have to be a little careful so it doesn't burn or dry out. Absolutely misanthropy for you. I will save it for David. Ooh, I like looking at tiny houses. I can't imagine actually like building the tiny houses, but I like the whole idea of watching them. I guess I'm just a little lazy. I don't mind admitting I'm lazy though. You're eating pizza for dinner. Nice. Did you order it or did you make it? I like pizza. Pizza's, every once in a while I'm like, man, I could go for some pizza. Ooh, we could paint the interior of our tiny house green. Oh gosh. Let me just look. No. David could do that to his tiny house, but no. I was looking at the green screen. Oh, the DiGiorno pan pizza. That does sound good. Oh, what happened? Oh, I guess I have my bookmark that I needed. You eat pizza and then you feel bad for the whole night because of the whole Planet Fitness 24/7 thing. Yeah. I could see you could paint the exterior of the tiny house green. I don't have to look at it all the time then. I don't know what you're saying, Power J. Abaya or Adcitius? What is that? Yes. Well, that's a good point, Misanthropy, but it does have little, like, it has texture on the wall. It's not a textureless wall. So I don't know if painting it green for a green screen would be that good. My sister does yoga. I don't do it. Planet Fitness is like your second home. Are you considering working there, Mad Dog? Gonna start. Oh, you don't go into the locker room? You're just like, I go in, work out, then I go home and you do your job there. You have World Gym thing, but you're like, I'm not gonna do it today. I don't even know what that is, Power J. Are you just making up words? Or are you just typing in random things? But part of your messages make sense, so I don't know. Ha 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 ha, Misanthropy, that's so hilarious. Oh, goodness. I do like watching documentaries usually, and reality TV, I like that. I liked watching those kinds of things. It's true. The lunk alarm? What's a lunk alarm? I was like, I don't even know what that is, Planet Fitness and Mad Dog. Oh, it's like why you're married. Okay. You worked a lot as a kid. Now it's like, okay, you're married. So you don't have to look good, so you don't have to work out. I need to start working out. That's one of the things I need to do this summer. Because I've kind of let myself slip a little bit. Oh, if you grunt or slam the weights, an alarm goes off. Oh, that's a lunk alarm. I would probably be doing that. I don't know about the grunting, because I don't grunt. But the slamming the weights, well, I couldn't lift them to slam them, so I guess I couldn't do that either. You work out because if you don't work out, your body aches. Oh, so my friend just told me that people in Japan, read an article that people in Japan drink like 40 ounces of water. Not 40 ounces, but I can't remember how many milliliters of water, but it works out to something like 20 to 30 ounces of water every morning on an empty stomach. There's at least to cure certain diseases. And anyway, I do sometimes Aristotle. So anyway, I think I need to start doing that. As soon as you wake up, you chug 64 ounces, and she says you do it before you brush your teeth or anything. You just drink water.
Yep.
Oh, interesting. The resistance bands. You drink 64 ounces of water every day? I don't. I have to
Yep, make some fresh water.
You just sip it, but no more chugging. That's what I do. I chug it.
Water is so refreshing.
My friends, they have these 64-ounce jugs of water that they carry around,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, I don't drink as much water as I should. And they're talking about how you should drink no water. And one of my friends just read an article that in Japan they drink like 30 ounces. It's equivalent. It's some milliliters, but she says it's equivalent to 20 or 30 ounces of water every morning when they first wake up, before on an empty stomach.
Oh.
And it's like there's so many curative things it does, lower blood pressure. Because people are always saying like Japanese
people seem to live longer with more
and,
chemical
and that's one of the things that they do is they drink water.
Very good to
first
know.
thing on an empty stomach.
Yeah, that's something we should all consider, drinking water in the morning before we get started eating. People in America eat big breakfasts usually because they think it's going to power them up the rest of the day. Drinking water upon awakening jump starts the body systems. Wow.
Maybe I'll start doing that.
It's a good idea. It makes sense. Water is going to dilute down any kind of toxicity in your body. So, you're in Taiwan. Abnormal's trying to sell his property in Taiwan now.
Yeah, because he needs to move to Taipei to be next to the grandkids.
Oh, I see. The grandkids are in Taipei. I like sushi too, but I don't really know if the rice is that plastic rice. And I have to always check my sushi to wonder, gee, is this rice going to float to the bottom like it should, or is it going to float to the top like a plastic rice does? And the fact that they even make plastic rice is sickening to me.
Yeah.
Chinese make this plastic rice product that they're selling with starch with plastic in it. It's unbelievable. So weird.
Oh, it's sold. Not trying. Wow.
Oh, really?
It's already sold.
It's sold tonight. You want to see plastic rice? Sure. Yeah. I'll Google it for you in a few minutes.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go finish watching my show.
Yeah. If you want anything for dinner, it's still on the stove. So.
Did you have some dinner?
Yeah, I had my dinner. You can leave whatever you want, but have some salmon and a little bit of the noodles.
Okay.
And have your, because I know you're cutting back on starch, and there's 3 Brussels sprouts there for you.
Okay.
Go for it. Yeah, and then turn off the burner when you're done.
Yeah, seriously. You just drive your wife around. She takes care of business. She sold the house. She's pretty good.
Pretty cool.
That's pretty awesome. It's kind of nice to have somebody that does that.
Yeah,
takes
it
care
is.
of business.
It really does. It's fantastic, actually. Sarah's very helpful in that area, too. Well, plastic rice does exist. It's something that they're making with starch, and it's really seriously messed up. Most cleverly designed tiny house structure. Cool. We'll add that to our list. The Karnataka government is going to probe the plastic rice. IndianExpress.com has is the fear of plastic rice real? And you can find out by going to this website. Yep. A few reports that the government has called plastic rice fake. However, a few food departments have sent the samples of rice for testing. Ooh. In India, rice is a staple of food. Black. Well, one sure way is you can watch the rice drop to the bottom, and then it's definitely not plastic. It's a new tactic they're using. Weather modification has weathermodification.com. For those of you who really want to know more about weather modification, a fleet built for success. They can drop air particles anywhere you want. Yeah, it's a full-on business, weather modification. Oh yeah, oh yeah. They make big bucks. Well, what if, sack printer? Yeah, what if they cut cocaine with aspirin? What if? Yeah, I can see how people would want to do that. I've heard that many people are injecting liquid plastic inside the shrimp to make them weigh down so that when you're buying shrimp, it's heavier. It ain't heavy, it's plastic shrimp. Oh, so you got a nephew in your house and you don't even have control of your house because you're being nice? Wow. Has he got gang members coming in and out doing crack cocaine in Taipei? Yeah, rice is great. We should be selling rice in China, but Trump never brokered a deal for us to sell rice in China. He just got 38 trademarks approved for Trump Enterprises. But China still doesn't want to buy any of our rice. We give rice to China through a third world national giveaway program through the Peace Corps. We give away $7 million worth of rice to China every year. Can you believe that? It's unbelievable. Yeah, it's part of a deal. We still see China as a third world nation, so we're giving them free rice. Baked rice being made in a factory in Vietnam. Fake plastic rice warning. Sack printer.
A video has surfaced in which he appears to show a factory in Vietnam which is producing artificial rice made from plastic. Rice is a staple in Asia, and fake rice is a big problem. A Vietnamese resident has told a local newspaper that when she steamed some rice using her rice cooker, many of the grains appeared to be uncooked. Thinking that the cooker was broken, she bought a new one and once again could not cook the rice properly. She then selected some of the uncooked grains and put them into a frying pan. After being fried for 5 minutes, the grains started to melt and burn like plastic. She said plastic rice may have been mixed in with the rice batch. This isn't the first time a video like this has been found. Throughout the years, fake rice made from plastic and other materials has been found in Singapore, Indonesia, and India. Recently in China, fake plastic rice was found in packets of some of the country's most popular rice companies. It's hard to tell fake and genuine rice apart when raw, but by placing the rice in a bowl of water, you would see that the fake rice would tend to float, while the genuine rice would sink to the bottom.
You'd think that.
This rice has been in Carmencita Green's home for 3 weeks now, but it hasn't spoiled. And when Carmencita presses it, what?
Very interesting. I don't hear very well. I'm not hearing very well. Yeah, so rice is really not your guarantee, especially when you're buying them in a big bulk, like at the stores. Could I get the sushi pack for $12.95, please? With 3 California rolls and a little taste of fish? I can't believe how much these sushi packs cost. There's like good to go for lunch, and they could be plastic rice. Oh, wow. You guys have a lot of creativity in your time. Plastic rice has a great shelf life. You are right, sir. You are correct, sir. Yeah, so your plastic rice is way better for a long-term survival. It's plastic. This is Walt Disney's Weather Control. Eyes in outer space, satellites. 26 minutes of weather control, courtesy of Walt Disney. I'll play that later tonight. That sounds precious. Periscope films, wow. That's probably a rare item. Planet Fitness is here. We don't even know who this person is. Well, How do you know they don't make plastic grits? Grits come from GMO corn, mad dog. Yep. You know, if you get popcorn, that's not GMO. They can't get GMO popcorn to pop. They have developed a method to genetically modify your diet so that you will be completely unable to replicate. Mr. Anderson, it's part of the matrix. It's what we have done for you, Mr. Anderson, to prevent the vile human race from continuing its pathway of destruction. I would think you would say thank you, Mr. Smith. Thank you for getting rid of this nightmarish world and not replicating my evil seed. But you don't. You simply do what you're told. You don't even care that you're being neutered by the epicite in the GMO corn grits. It's not even important to you. I'm sorry. You haven't lived unless you tried a deep-fried pork chop. Yeah, my dead aunt lived on those things every day. Died of a heart attack. No, you can eat anything. You just open your mouth and open your pie hole and swallow that plastic. Yes, they have PF water. They have fluoridated water where you can actually buy water with extra fluoride in it. That's how stupid people are. It's crazy. They don't even know what they're drinking. Oh, avoid partially hydrogenated anything. I got into some partially hydrogenated KY jelly, and it was bad. It was really weird. No, seriously, there's some dangers with partially hydrogenated foods. I suggest medical castration for you. I was going to say that, 628. It's more likely you're likely to be medically castrated from eating all the GMO food. GMO equals cancer. Yeah. So maybe we'll spell it out for you here, okay? This is a true study that was validated by the Paris courts in 2014. Yeah. That proved Dr. Seralini's results were accurate. Yes. Case in point. Mo food, GMO food, equals cancer. Danger. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. So when you're eating their GMO corn, you're getting cancer. Eventually. Yeah. It has a dangerous thing in it called epicite, which causes sterility. Yes. Now, you're not just talking about corn. We're talking about high fructose corn syrup, which is in everything. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Yeah. Like ice cream. Most ice cream have corn syrup in it. You are getting inundated with GMOs when you eat ice cream. Isn't that nice? Oh, it's so good. It's so tasty. I love ice cream too, but I don't want to have my entire genetic modified or my genomes be completely destroyed. I'd actually like to have children someday, maybe when I'm 90. Dude, you are a scumbag who comes in here and mouths off with Rodney. God, you guys just don't got anything going on. Going, daddy, daddy, daddy. Where is the best person on the internet? Well, it's David Sponheim, obviously. So you come in here and you can't find anyone else to troll. That's right. Ice cream has sugar alcohol, mad dog. And you can definitely get very, very sick. When you have too much, it'll slow your entire stools down. I got chunks of guys like you in my stools. You'll feel like Rodney Dangerfield with constipation. I'm not kidding you, man. It's serious. And this lady's going to tell you how serious. She's a spokesman of the dangers of epicite.
For one example of many, in 2001, a small California biotech company called Epicite patented a product, patented a gene, which causes both men and women who eat it, in the form of any product, to produce antibodies to sperm if the men eat the epicyte gene, they produce antibodies to their own sperm, rendering them irreversibly sterile. If women eat the epicyte gene, when they have intercourse, their bodies produce antibodies to the sperm that has been deposited, and they become infertile through the destruction of the sperm. Now, DuPont and Monsanto formed a joint venture, purchased the epicyte firm, and, quote, commercialized the epicyte gene. Do you want to know if the food that you're eating contains the epicyte gene? Sure you do. How about the food that your children are eating, or your grandchildren? Sure you do. But the FDA, the Fraud and Death Administration, has made sure that under current laws, it is illegal for you to have that information.
Wow, that's a wide open factoid, just waiting for your awareness to figure out, what are you eating? Are you eating GMO bread? Are you going to buy the better bread? Are you going to think about what's going into your body? Because if you do, you're helping those industries grow. If you don't, you're going to see bad industries grow, and they're going to be producing bad food for all of us. So your purchase point really does have a lot to do with where we're headed. If we relied on the two-party system, we'd all look like Rodney. You know, I don't want to be this balding old guy. You don't think we know what you look like, Rodney? Yeah. We're all losing a little hair, though. Don't feel bad. But I lose more pubic hair than anything. Have you had a natural loss of pubic hair? Are you suffering from premature pubic balding? Hold on. We got you. I know, I'm kidding. It's a joke. I had to just say it. I'm clearing chat. We're starting over. GMO food equals cancer. According to Dr. Seralini, who is the expert Italian doctor who took the very same rats that Monsanto used and tested them not from 1 to 3 months like Monsanto, but from 1 to 24 months. And around 4 months, thanks, Busy, for saying that. Appreciate it. I saw that, Busy. See, I actually see things on Periscope. This is good. Yeah, well, you notice how it intensified the troll immediately when I started talking about the balding issue? It's a sore spot for a guy who makes $60,000 a year trolling us on assignment for an agent in Hollywood. You don't think I know who pays your bills, man? Yeah, anyway. It's great having a mind that can deduce things as well. Yeah. Well, we got the fast track naturalization for people that want to become U.S. citizens, so I'm not limiting the scope of what will be America in the future. We've got to stop GMO policy across the board with any GMOs that allow glyphosate to be heavily infused into the body of the fruit or vegetable that you're eating. Now, some of you are more into fruits, and some of you are more into vegetables. I know a guy who has a fetish for people in wheelchairs. Whatever floats your boat, you know. His own wife doesn't even know. You know, she said, "How did you ever want that to happen?" You know, so that apparently they got a wheelchair. Can you imagine having a fetish like that? That's just the weirdest thing. Whatever made you think of that? I can't even imagine having a fetish, let alone that fetish. Wesley, I know. Well, it was so weird. He starts getting these fantasies at muscular dystrophy contests. You know, when they have like events for promoting MS. Yeah, he starts hanging around the front booth and talking to the ladies. So, when did you get in your accident? Oh, when did you? I mean, can you imagine having that fetish? So weird. I can see you, Power J. You've got a yellow curtain in front of your shade there. Yeah. And I believe there's a baseball bat sitting next to the door. You better make sure that that baseball bat has a mitt with it, especially if you're traveling in the car. Because if you don't have a baseball bat with a mitt, the cops will think you're a violent criminal. So you got to pretend like you're going out, you know, baseball practicing. I know, you didn't know I could see into your house. I know. I didn't know it either until I realized that I could actually see through people's cameras. NSA Puppet loves to suck balls while reading script. Really? Wow. That's a new hobby. That's a fetish, I imagine.
Everybody? E from Truth Virus.
Hey, Truth Virus. Cool. We got a Truth Virus.
Staged NASA propaganda here.
Staged NASA propaganda.
Space Station crew member.
I love this guy. He's great. Stage propaganda. I was making fun of him, calling him truth bacteria, truth fungus. It was so funny. We're having some fun now.
What's up, everybody? E from...
Yeah, we all miss Sarah, I know, but you know, she needs to get her rest. And I do the show for my own personal benefit. I get off on this. I enjoy doing the show. We've got the Eve of Destruction original version coming up at the top of the hour. 5-minute song. Looking forward to that. Oh, really? You got to be kidding me. You're saying that now after being in here all this time? You can do better. Damn. Quit looking into the screen. Holy shit. Sorry. So, do you guys want me to know more about you? I have a bat in my car in the driver's seat, and you knew. Oh my God. What can I say, Power J? I'm psychic. Psychic. I'm a sidekick. But you know, honestly, get a catcher's mitt. I think I have one I can send you. No, I'm keeping it. It's my collector's item. I need a catcher's mitt to carry my baseball bat. I did not see the video about hacking cars. And I'm not a Nazi. I mean, I'm sure it is real. Can you not see? Yeah, everything, Mark. They're all looking at you. You got TVs, refrigerators. You don't even know which pixel in your TV is the smart camera. So what I recommend is when you get your 50-inch LED high definition TV, get that extra wide duct tape and duct tape the whole front of it. That way, then you won't be able to see you. You won't be able to see the TV either, and you'll have hours of fun trying to get that duct tape off the plastic screen, because once it fuses, it's permanent. So in other words, I'm telling you to blow $1,200 on a TV and then cover it with duct tape. Scratch that. I'm kidding. I know I'm being censored in NYPD. Well, they don't know what to do with me. I have too many people watching my show, so they can't stop me. Miss Scruffy and Mark know they make a lot of money on me, and they're told to keep me bumped away from the main screen if they can. But I keep moving up because the numbers keep coming in. But when I turn guest chat on, I can be moved up. But that's why I get spammed, because they don't want me to turn guest chat on. That's one of the ways I can do it. And if I unbanned all, it would help too, but I can't unban all now. I've got too many things rolling out there. People are just hating on me. The more I talk about the New World Order and expose the secret plan to destroy the human population, the more they want to attack me. You work very hard trolling this place every night with no raise. So we should feel sorry for the doxers and the trolls that come in here who aren't getting a raise. You should form a union, and I could help unionize you here. Private unions are great. The Private Troll Union of ATP demands more money from their troll source. The ocean is beautiful. The ocean is 72% of the earth is the ocean. All the oceans. And only 2% of that is fresh water. There's like 72 to 73% variance. Oh, yeah, no, you do. No, you're the only one who's not getting paid because you're an idiot. The ones that are getting paid look at you and go, ha, the guy doesn't even get paid. I know. I'm sure Amanda they do whatever they can. Well, we really believe that a private union is necessary. Like Walmart should have a private union. Those people are disenfranchised. I feel like I'm going into a slave house or a FEMA camp when I walk in Walmart. No, dude, you're not the only person trolling me. You're just an idiot who doesn't get paid to do it. I'm not going to solicit you to go troll me by telling you where to get paid. But I mean, you're missing out on a big opportunity, you stupid idiot. You could even be a Walmart greeter and make $10 an hour in some places. Hi, welcome to Walmart. It's better than being a troll here. The trolls here are about ready to unionize. They're not making enough. You know, it's no longer as easy to troll me either. Well, let's be clear. This background is really getting old. I mean, really, really old. I need something hip and happening, you know. Something we can, like, relate to. I know. How about a nuclear war? That's more fun to watch. Lawrence Wilkerson says Trump administration is like a mafia family. Great lead. MSNBC, thank you, Jeff Boston. Yeah, Jeff Boston. King Dave says, my friend is tuning in on UHF. He says your show is very popular in Asia.
Wilkerson, former Chief of Staff to then Secretary of State Colin Powell. And Colonel, you're someone who has navigated the halls of power in Washington, D.C., kind of understands both the sort of explicit rules and the unwritten ones. And I'm just curious, your reaction to reading what Comey has laid out.
Chris, my reaction to what Comey wrote for his prepared statement for his hearing tomorrow and what the senator from Hawaii said earlier are almost diametrically opposed. I'm not stunned at all. I know the senator was speaking for political impact as well as other things, but I'm not stunned at all because this seems to be, indeed, probably is the nature of the Trump administration. It's like a mafia family. And what Comey's testimony, prepared testimony, read like to me was someone from the outside with some integrity commenting on the nature of a mafia family. I mean, that's essentially the way I view President Trump now, as a godfather, as the member that orchestrates everything within his team and expects loyalty, honest or otherwise. It just seems like that's the way it is, and it's going to take a while for my political party because they think, as the other spokesman just said, they're going to accomplish all these goals while this guy is running around the White House because he's a Republican. It's going to take a while for them to realize that they aren't going to accomplish a thing, that what they're doing is hurting this country.
You know, I want to ask you about that characterization. Do you ever, I mean, you worked in the Bush administration and you've been around other politicians and
Wow. Okay, so we've got that going for us, which is nice. We'll be playing that along with a couple of different things. We've got a video coming up, Seth Rich Murder Mystery Conspiracy Hoax Decoded, or Coded 33. Somebody's been doing some work on that, so we got that coming up. And I'm setting up the board here to play things like the video you just saw from MSNBC. Okay, cool. Coming up at the 10 o'clock hour, starting with the eve of destruction. Yeah.
Joining me now, Colonel Lawrence Wilkerson, former chief.
I am just seriously worried that our country is going to be sent into some war because this guy is trying to divert our attention. That's the most I can gather from his behavior so far. 137 days into this, and we know for sure that he's lied over 600 times. I mean, who would have ever thought that we've had a country that is this? He accuses Comey of lying. Comey has no reason to lie under oath. No, none whatsoever. But we had 137 days. Trump has made 623 false and misleading statements. You can check it out. And no, the Washington Post is not owned by by Sun Myung Moon. Somebody said, "Oh, that's the newspaper owned by Sun Myung Moon, dude." But that's the Washington Times, and Sun Myung Moon is dead. He died many years ago. I don't lie at all. And that's what really bothers me about you people. You accuse me of being a liar. You've never caught me in one lie. Yeah, he averages 6 a day, Trump does. No, we're not going to do a day to make all crimes legal. That's crazy. That's a movie plot. We don't follow movie plots. This isn't government by movie plot. Wow. So today is the 50th anniversary of the USS Liberty false flag attack. And did those men die on board, those 36 men? Many people believe that we should have responded to Israel attacking the USS Liberty, that LBJ blew it off because he's a Zionist. He was a Zionist. Jews killed Americans, I know. That's not a lie. No. My blackface is no way racist. My opinion is blackface is an art form, and it's freedom of speech. I didn't lie at all. You can claim it's racist all you want, man. I'm not taking that away from you. I protect your freedom of speech to even call me names. But slander is definitely, one of those things that, affects a person's career, so I try to minimize that. Especially people slandering me. But no, I don't consider blackface racist at all. You can call me deviant. I don't care. I believe it's freedom of speech and it's an art form. Anyway, I had to impersonate Obama in blackface. There was no way of doing it in whiteface. David speaks the truth and he brings the proof. Raise the roof and be sure to vote Sponheim in the voting booth. Thank you, Sack Printer. I'll have to write that down in my archives. That's why I keep Notepad around. It's really a nice feature. If only it worked. Feminism was created to destabilize society, tax women, and set up the New World Order. Aaron Rousseau. Ooh, a good one. I've never seen that one. All right. That's worthwhile.
Well, one of the things they told me was that he was at the house one night, and we were talking, and he started.
Good. Aaron Rousseau died of bladder cancer. Many people believe he died of arsenic poisoning. Either way, the symptoms are similar. But Aaron Rousseau was a guy who he ran for, I think, mayor of Las Vegas for a while, or governor of Nevada or something. Anyway, he did a really good video documentary on From Freedom to Fascism, and I've never seen this particular clip. He was also, I think, the guy who wrote When Harry Met he created When Harry Met Sally.
Well, one of the things they told me was that
famous director, producer. He was a great guy. He talked to one of the Rockefellers up close and personal. He knew that person, and the guy had him over for drinks almost every week, and you wonder if they weren't poisoning him then. Arsenic is a very slow process. You can kill a person over months, by giving them an arsenic drink. So he may not have died of bladder cancer. It could have been arsenic poisoning, but they may have gotten rid of him. He claimed the Rockefellers had exposed the plan, and the plan was depopulation. The plan was to get rid of the population as fast as possible because these people see us as useless eaters. And a lot of this stuff came from Aaron Rousseau. A lot of things I'm talking about right now. Yeah, I saw that interview too. But the whole idea that this conspiracy goes on is very real. I mean, ever since John F. Kennedy died, the mob has pretty much controlled our country. The people who got him killed are still in power in America, and until and unless those people are in prison, America won't ever be free.
June 9th, 2017.
Which is a serious reality that a lot of us are dealing with. So if you just don't think that we need a third party and somehow Trump's going to do great for us, you're a fool. because we're being played. Our country's going to get weaker and poorer. Trump's not going to develop new industries. He's just going to siphon money out of the already pretty weakened dollar. Even though we're the world currency, it doesn't necessarily have to last that way forever. If the world decides to abandon our currency, we're screwed.
Okay, today.
Well, Trump is going to bankrupt our country like he bankrupted 4 major companies. Actually, 6. I understand he's 6 bankrupts. Whew. Yes. I'll add that to tonight's list as well as chemtrails. Okay. Now, DT Laura is not a joke. Get your act together, NYPD 2, or you're going to be out of here. We just erased a couple people earlier. Long-standing viewers. I mean, I don't mind. I've come to the conclusion that it doesn't even matter. My phone is completely active. I'm not getting any calls right now. So if the censorship is going on at Google, it's a Google number, 707 your ATP. Okay, so this is a story of it's the story of a president who had his head shot off, who basically wanted to stop the elitists from taking over. This is the story of a Columbia law professor who's asked by pal James Comey to leak memo about Donald Trump goes into hiding. Wow. So James Comey asked him to leak a memo about Donald Trump, so he's going into hiding because he's afraid for his life. That friend was later confirmed to be a Columbia professor, Daniel Richman. Richman has vanished from his Brooklyn home and is seemingly avoiding press. The pair worked together. James Comey and Richman worked together when Richman was a federal prosecutor in Manhattan. They also worked at Columbia together in 2013 and are close friends. He appears to have gone into hiding. Yeah, there he is. So his... Diane, you're in my way. Thanks. There he is, hiding. He confirmed to MIC that he is the professor in question, but he then fled his home on Henry Street in Brooklyn. And neighbors refused to answer questions. So I think he's smart to leave, because we all know what happens when people, start talking in this Beltway area. You're going to see major problems. Seth Rich didn't know he was going to get killed. At 4:30 in the morning, he was out for a walk or something, or he probably couldn't sleep, and he got blown away. 3 shots in the back, then they patched him up in the hospital, and then they don't even know what happened after that, because the doctors, who had to leave an anonymous tip about what happened to Seth Rich, the doctors said that, and he left us anonymously, he said, we were kept away from the VIP. We weren't allowed to come in and help him after we stitched him up. Now, they did not irrigate his wound. They normally open up the next day to do that. So the fact that Seth Rich did not get any help when he was in the hospital led to his death. The doctor, anonymous doctor, reported that, said that he's never seen anybody not live in Seth Rich's condition. They clean him up. They're able to. He had a cut in his intestines. They managed to seal it up, stitch it. Well, that is weird. The system has shut down. They're censoring my Google network now. I'll tell Sarah we've got a problem. We'll troubleshoot it this weekend. Yeah. Yep. The number's completely shut down. Google is going to do everything they can to shut me down. It's a given that the fact we even have a show is a miracle. And it's only a testimony to me and Sarah and our efforts. Sarah and I have been doing this for a long, long time and without fail. And that's why we're successful at this. But this is not measured, success is not measured with monetary gain here. Success is measured in the people talking about us around the world. I can't put a number on the number, but it's up there. Yeah, we saw these solar panels cheap and printed the other night on our Thursday show. Horrific story of a man murdered by corrupt police. Okay, let's take a look at that one. This one isn't going to pop up very easily. And BBC's done.
I won.
BBC's done a thing on Trump's first 100 days. Let's take a look at that. Very good.
I won.
I think he cheated. I think the Russians helped him cheat too, and I think they got their tendrils deep in our government right now. You know, I would analogize this as a country is right now. We got flesh-eating bacteria in our system, and it's called corruption, and it's going to continue to eat us up. Both the Democrats and the Republicans are going to continue to eat us up, and there's no antibiotic for this. We're going to have to hack off those sections of our political structure by not voting Democrat or Republican. That's the only way around this. I'm telling you. Tell a friend.
I won.
Yes, you did. Oh, I do want to put that in my Trump section too, so I don't lose it.
I won.
It's been a... Well, the number one thing you want to know about the Colonel Walter Kurtz, sounds like a strange name. The number one thing you want to wonder is how the heck could I have a frozen number of followers at Twitter and a frozen number of followers or subscribers at YouTube for the past 6 years? That would be the best indication to me that I've been hacked and shut down by Google and Twitter. So I don't know of any other indication. If my number remains the same, if you go there and you add your name to the followers, it won't show up. If you become a subscriber on YouTube, it won't tabulate it. Dude, I've got the ringer on. Like I said, no calls are going through. This is running to Google. There is no ringer switch on my phone, dude. I'm telling you. If it's ringer's off, it'd be a miracle. Let me take a look. Hang on. I'll just double check. I know what you're saying. Ringer works. Ringer's on. Yes, one of the Kennedys, Ted Kennedy, killed Mary Jo Kopechne. Yep. And you have a link there for Pamela Moore. It was a coup. The power elite wanted wanted in U.S. since Kennedy assassination. Yeah, they wanted control. The Russian mob wanted control of our country. So if you don't recognize we've got problems, especially if this senior prosecutor doesn't solve this case, and he can't even get a subpoena for Donald Trump's tax records, I mean, how meaningless is his efforts? I would have thought Mueller would have had subpoenas for his tax records by now. No, the phone is looking good, man. Muslim migrant in China caught raping a woman in the street. Chinese men punished him and reminded him he's not in Europe. Well, let's be clear. The hacking evidence of the election? Oh, right now it's just supposition. At this point, I haven't been able to access the Electoral College vote records to determine if certain key names have been removed. Colonel. Yeah, we're still wondering exactly. Yeah, what I need to do is be able to trace the number of Washington votes. That's all I need to do. People named Washington and people named Lee. So once I have access to that information, if we show no Washingtons voting for anybody, especially not Hillary, and we show no Lees voting for Hillary, then we know that's how they rigged the Electoral College ballots. Because I've been looking at ways they could have done it. It's the only way that they could have done it. I think reality winner was a Joan of Arc of our age, really. I don't even know what to make of her yet. But if she was put up to take the blame for the NSA leaks, maybe they needed another Bradley Manning slash Chelsea Manning? I don't know. God, this is really a pain in the neck. There it is. Okay. Okay, get ready to see something potentially violent. A Muslim migrant in China caught raping a woman right in the street. Can you believe that? The program is called In Case. I'm looking it up right now. Do you have clearance to get into the computer system that I'm currently activating? I'm clearing this off so you don't see it. Is that better? You happy with that? Well, I'm happy that they got the guys. You know, that's a big starting point. That's good. Thank you. It looked pretty real. Yeah, that was a real event. Are the background waves good enough for Fox, or do you want better background waves? Somebody said, "Can you make the background waves look like Fox News?" You know, I don't have any information popping up. In case forensic software is all I get. Is in case computer forensics the issue you're bringing up? And the IBC P6 links? Wireless packets? Okay, well, I don't have that information. You do, Colonel Walter Kurtz. So maybe you can exercise the Army's protocols in doing something. If there is a rigged election, you certainly have protocols you can work with. Operation Devolution gives the U.S. Army maximum control here. I'm not asking you to do anything. I'm just saying, you know, if you want to, you know, act on any kind of vote rigging by the Russians, you're the guy. You're asking me to do something I don't have clearance to do, and nor do I have access. Oh, you're not Army? Okay, well, then all protocols are off. I can't even help you. You're making this up? But thanks for that information. I don't have any way of tracing it. You were Army. Okay, that's why you're Colonel Walter Kurtz. Retired General. Colonel.
The staff to then Secretary of State Colin Powell. And
okay, this will be our first thing before, or rather after the eve of destruction. So tonight's kind of a jam-packed show, a really, really big show. We got that and the Seth Rich murder mystery, hoax coded 33. Seth Rich murder conspiracy hoax. Okay, well, we'll see. I'm curious about that too. We know that Seth Rich is dead. We know that he probably delivered all the WikiLeaks that they want to suppress by getting rid of the word Pizzagate. Yeah, the eve of destruction. Yeah, people like it. Luckily, Rodney gave up. What band would you like to have guest on your show? I think Elephant would be great. We could interview her on the phone. Now, she believes that Manchester is real. She believes that people died. She posted a tweet about it the other day. We just turned on to her music when I did a search for James Alefantis, and I found this woman who's Swedish. She was first discovered in 2012. She's 31 years old now, and she's really a good musician, singer, performer. She'd be great to talk to. Thank you for hooking that up. Are you an agent? You're going to help me get the phone thing going too? We could do a Skype call with her. Jeff Boston, think David's show isn't censored here? I just had to change IPs to get Cursor back in here to retype, and it happens only here all the time. Thanks, Jeff, for understanding. I know that you're linked into the journalistic world, Jeff, and you're beginning to understand how censorship works in the new internet that we have. It is a fact. Oh, yeah. I can't believe how much censorship we're facing. It's kind of amazing. The fact that I'm even here is bizarre. I don't know if Rodney is or not. I can't help you there, impeached Trump. I like that name. Yeah, it is the only site it happens in. And, that's why I confronted Mark Vaughn, and he denies it. So, nope, C-SPAN won't have me. Democracy Now! Won't schedule any appointments with me. So, if I send him another press release, I suppose I can try doing that. Yeah, I probably should send some press releases out to those places, because they're probably getting pretty frustrated with the censored media. And I know that they need a new voice to speak. I've got a lot to talk about. Fake? No, real. Bingo says this is a real event, Manchester.
Hi, everybody. Stefan Molyneux. Hope you're doing very well here.
Oh, God. Stefan Molyneux he's a shill or something. I'm not sure what, but we have differing opinions about that. Scissor Fight likes him. Okay, well, I'll add that to the list tonight. You decide. I don't want to, control every single aspect of our show. I want people to see alternate views.
Hi, everybody. Stefan Molyneux. Hope you...
Did he say Satan Molyneux? Is this Satan? Could it be Satan? Let's take a look. It sounded like Satan, didn't it?
Hi, everybody. Stefan Molyneux. Hi, everybody. Stefan Molyneux.
Satan Molyneux. Yeah, it's Satan Molyneux. I guess he's changed his name. Stefan? Oh, Stefan. Oh, okay. Well, isn't that super special? Okay. I can dig it. We can dig it. They can dig it. We can all dig it. And we got to go bye-bye now. He said Sven. He said Satan. Well, he's going to be on your screen just about 2-3 hours from now, if you're still here, drooling or waiting for a cup of coffee. I do the show in here till 2 in the morning, so you're welcome to hang out with the Insomniac Club. Cool. Yeah, Colonel Kurtz is the guy in the movie Apocalypse Now. That's why I thought it was a fake name. But it's an interesting question. Good night, Jeff. Thank you. I love doing the show, so I come in and chat, and we play videos, and I learn from the videos too, so it's all good. This is a good link sharing event. It's always fun. I make 5 cups a day, and I tap out of that every day. Today I'm drinking organic coffee from the Rothschilds, an organic farm in Ohio. Not the Rothschild, but the Rothschilds. Robert Rothschild. Yes, he's a very good coffee maker. So at least I get to drink the Rothschild coffee without having to, suck up to the Rothschild family. Yeah, if you're lucky, you get Mojo Hour definitely on Saturdays. If we have enough people on Fridays, we'll do the Mojo Hour. But definitely on Saturdays. It's 2 to 3 in the morning we have the Mojo Hour. I pretty much play thought-provoking music from various eras and just kind of get into the whole experience of the depth of the spiritual need for something to change. Yes. The Mojo Hour. Not sponsored by anybody. Just something we do. Sloopy was the first thing that happened on the show earlier. Yes, that's correct. We saw Sloopy earlier. And Jeff, we'll play Sloopy in a little while. We kind of bring her in just to kind of liven the show up. I don't think watching internet TV should be like watching regular TV. I think it has to be something unique and different always. We kind of mix it up. Yeah, we do music requests during the Mojo Hour, 2 to 3 in the morning. Yeah, totally. Like this one, Eve of Destruction, came from a request for a Mojo Hour the other night. We did a half hour of the Mojo Hour. Really? You'd like Don Francisco's French roast? I never had a lot of success with it, but yeah, go for it. Now, I've had a problem with Tony's, Don Tony's. I think Francisco's pretty good, yeah. Yeah, well, free jazz is, you know, would always be helpful in cities across the country, sure. I remember lots of clubs did free jazz in LA during the restaurant era. It is pretty dynamic and varied, you're right. Okay, everyone, take care. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll be talking about anti-war rallies, stopping this potential war in Syria and a possible war in Ukraine. There's evidence that the Russians are hiding the Ukrainian battle that they're fighting in eastern Ukraine. We'll be discussing that tomorrow about the use of incinerators, mobile incinerators that kill and destroy bodies of soldiers that die in the front there. Many people are worried that Russia is trying to initiate another takedown of Ukraine. They're pushing harder and they don't want anyone to know. You see, Putin wants everyone to believe he's fighting for world peace while he's fighting wars on the side. It's very, very deceptive. That's why we don't need Putin and the Russians embedded in our government, whether it's Democrat or Republican. We got a real problem here in River City and we got to take care of it. So Trump is probably going to land full flat on his face when he tries to speak with sworn testimony because he contradicts himself incessantly. Absolutely incessantly, and it's really unfortunate that this guy's been able to do this and get away with it. But here we are at that brink point. Okay, take care. We'll see you again later. Good night, everybody.